Moving on to our next game, it's the famous Idaho Potato Bowl between Eastern Michigan and San Jose State, who are favored by Tree Fitty. Our boy Spuddy will be on the sideline. This is always one of my favorite bowls, just because of how weird it is. Yeah. So Blake, who do you like here? Do you like Emu or do you like San Jose State here? I know you picked them a lot in the weekend spread.
Yeah, I'm going with Emu. I'm so tired of San Jose State. They were kind of my champion to beat out the devil in the city that we call San Diego, and they just did not make it happen. They cashed my win total, but barely in the final week. I did not like that performance. I thought they were going to be so much better, and this is pure spite. Like, they could honestly still be better than Emu. Like, back teams probably aren't that good, but like, I thought that we could get rid of that evil school down near the California-Mexico border and wipe them away, and the Spartans didn't do it, so I am not a fan of them anymore. I'm going to take the Eagles. I think they are solid. The Spartans are dead to me, so give me Emu.
It's the meme of Andy dropping Woody and like on the ground and saying, "I don't want to play with you anymore." That is Blake with San Jose State right now.
They were my chosen one. It's literally every single year I have somebody in the MAC that I get super hype about that can't beat San Diego City University. Last year was Nevada with like their juggernaut roster. Somehow couldn't do it. The Mountain West is a very sacred division in my heart, and San Jose State couldn't do it. We're gonna find a new team next year to really capitalize.
Well, I am waiting on pins and needles to see who takes up the mantle. Ty, who do you like here?
Yeah, so this one, the calculus is very easy if you are in tune with current events, as I am. So this game is being played where Idaho, I think I've never been, but from what I know, they have gorgeous scenery and potatoes, and
it's fantastic.
Like, what more do you want? Yeah, I desperately want to go to Idaho because I love potatoes. I had 2 meals today, both of which contained 2 different types of potatoes. That's 4 different potatoes eaten. I mean, it was just 2 potatoes, but 4 different ways, all in 24 hours. Not uncommon. I love potatoes. But what do we know about Idaho? I don't know. So I talked to someone, not pertaining to this bowl game, but just recently I was talking to a friend of mine who is from Idaho. And it's much like other places. What is it filled with? People from California. So naturally, I think that San Jose would have an advantage, basically being a home game played in Idaho. I've never heard of someone moving from Michigan to Idaho. I think they just sort of stay where they are when they're in Michigan. So I like San Jose in this one. Might not make sense, but I think home field advantage. Give me the Spartans minus Tree Fitty.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's a coin flip for me, but in these situations, we take the points. So I'm going to go Emu. Those weird wall breaking down people with the gray field. Look, they're used to playing on weirdly colored fields. So there you go. I guess that works for him. So I'm going to go Emu here, based on literally no logic other than I just kind of wanted to roll with them. But no, I will say, if the Schooner Pod ever had a bowl, I think we would have to play it at the Kibbe Dome in Idaho, in Moscow, Idaho. That seems like a good Schooner Pod like location for us. Either like that one or the one stadium. I think it's Colorado School of Mines, where like people watch it from like the mountain. There's also a random one in South Dakota School of Mines, I think, where it's a drive-in stadium. Either one of those seem like big Schooner Pod places. Anyways,
we do need to drop on the Schooner Pod social the Kibbe Dome hype video that was released earlier this year, showing why the Kibbe Dome's the best. It is electric. It's fantastic.
Idaho intentionally relegating themselves to FCS is genuinely hilarious, and we have not talked about it enough on the podcast because that is really funny. They're just like, nah, we're good, and bump down. Like, it's just hilarious to me. All right, let's move on to our next game. It's the Boca Raton Bowl featuring the Toledo Rockets, who are favored by 1.5, against the Liberty Flames, who have lost Hugh Freeze because he's now Auburn's head coach for some reason. And, kind of in a similar way to how I faded Jackson State, probably a little bit wrong because of, Coach Prime still coaching. I don't think Liberty has a lot to play for here. So I'm going to go with Toledo minus 1.5. The Rockets did really good to win the MAC. I was very impressed with that. So I think they keep it up and get a big win in Boca Raton. Ty, who do you like?
Yeah, I like. Shout out to Hugh Freeze. We are an advertiser-friendly podcast, so as far as I will go with this, but the controversy that got Hugh Freeze fired from Ole Miss did in fact occur in Alabama. So very funny that he's now going to Auburn. I like the Toledo Rockets in this one. If it hasn't been apparent, I've been picking just off branding this entire time, and I love that Toledo. They're the Rockets. They have a fun, it's like Pizza Planet, not to give Disney a shout out. I'm going to rile Blake up, but it's like a Pizza Planet from Toy Story style branding, or maybe it's Planet Pizza, one of those. One of them is in Norman, right. One of them is in Toy Story, something like, or Pizza Shuttle maybe is the one in Norman. I don't know.
Correct.
I would love if they sponsor the podcast. Give me the Toledo Rockets minus 1.5.
My favorite thing about Toledo is that they have an actual rocket that is like calculated to hit the middle, like the 50-yard line of Miami of Ohio, their biggest rival. Like if you were to launch that rocket, it would hit right there, like perfectly aimed. And that is awesome.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're very pro Best Korea, who also is a big fan of rockets on this podcast.
Yeah. That's funny. Blake, who do you like here?
Yeah, there's no way I'm backing Liberty. Give me Toledo. I think Toledo, a solid MAC team. Jason Candle has elevated this program to consistently just contending for MAC championships. Whereas Liberty, Hugh Freeze left, and yeah, I hate Liberty. In their final game of the season, they played 3 different quarterbacks, and I don't think it was because of injury reasons. They just kind of messed around and played 3 quarterbacks because, if I remember correctly, they got blown out by New Mexico State. Yes, consistently one of the worst programs in America got blown out. I hate just the existence of Liberty. So yeah, there's no way I back them. They're like the anti-brand. I love Ty's stance about good branding. They are the anti-brand. Liberty, they have negative branding. They're so controversial in every single way. And if instead of watching this game, if it's a blowout, just turn on the Jerry Falwell Jr. documentary, and I promise you on Hulu, you will have a great time. It is a fantastic watch. So give me Toledo.
There's a Jerry Falwell joke in there, and I don't want to make it, but it involves watching bad things happen. Let's move on to